Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be talking about 8 signs that you can recognize in your life that you're channeling. So when it comes to channeling, often people think that channeling is just when a certain entity or a certain point of consciousness is communicating with you. But channeling can also be like a download of a certain information which was not wired in your brain before. So you may experience a sudden idea of something, how could you beneficially change your life? Or you may experience a sudden inspiration which can completely change the way you perceive your life. Or whatever it is, if we are ignoring this kind of signs, we usually say we are just making it up, or it's not possible. Sometimes we receive certain ideas or certain wisdom. It may be that suddenly you've plugged yourself to some ancient wisdom and you've experienced a certain information or a certain guidance which can help you to change your behavior so you could be a greater example for the humanity. But you may think you're just making it up. So what are the signs that you can recognize, especially if you're getting deeper into meditation and as the consciousness is slowly evolving? Many people are waking up and many people have started questioning their beliefs, their thoughts, the life, how we are living. It may happen to many people right now that they've spontaneously started channeling and they don't know what is happening, from where all the thoughts are coming from. So what are the signs that you can recognize that you are channeling? The first sign is a heightened intuition, an increased sense of intuition. So intuition to me is like an inner compass. Like when we don't know what to do and we calm down our bodies, we calm down our brain, we pay attention to our breathing and we start breathing slowly and deeper and slower. Suddenly we recognize a sense which is directing us into a certain direction. We have that internal knowingness, and from ancient times we know that there's something within us which is guiding us if we learn to listen to it. And if you suddenly start to sense that intuition is getting stronger and stronger, and it feels like in any direction in your life you can sense a guidance, what to do, which kind of path to choose, what to quit, what to start doing, how to improve your life, what kind of things you should let go of, what kind of attachments are draining your energy, and so on. It may be a great sign that you've started channeling a certain wisdom or a certain insights which are helping you to gain a greater connection with your higher self. So you can create a greater alignment between yourself right now as your identity self and your higher self. So slowly you can peel off the layers of false identity and you can fully emerge as the true self. The second sign that you're channeling is that you're experiencing sudden major aha moments. What are aha moments? When we suddenly understand what we've been wondering for such a long time. When we suddenly experience that understanding. You know, sometimes we are wondering like why so many people are talking about meditation, for example. Why meditation is so important nowadays. And then we go into meditation and maybe nothing happens and we say like so many people are talking about it, but it doesn't work. But at some point we learn to calm down our minds and we experience meditation as a beautiful practice maybe, or during meditation for some time, we experience that calmness, we experience that beautiful state of being. And that can be an aha moment. Oh, that's what meditation is all about. Same can happen when we are wondering about how the universe works, or how maybe the power of intention can become more helpful in our daily existence, or how to heal our bodies with our energy, for example. And at some point we like a certain thought or a certain idea hits us, or a book appears out of nowhere, and we suddenly experience we suddenly just get to a certain concept, or to a certain explanation, which hits us with that aha moment. Oh, that's it. So if you're experiencing major aha moments, it's a great sign of channeling. Sometimes channeling can happen, as I said before, through guidance, through your intuition. So never ignore the signs. It's actually a beautiful sign that your higher self is communicating with you, and you may be channeling your higher self. So never ignore when those things are happening. The third sign may be ringing in the ears. I've made a video about more precise details and spiritual meanings behind ringing in the ear. But with this one, we need to be careful, because if it is related to certain pain, as it is called also tinnitus, we need to truly pay attention. This ringing appears, for example, at a certain point of our meditation, at certain state of when we start calming our brain down. Because if it is happening that way, I can tell you from my experiences, usually when I'm painting, at some point when I fully lose the awareness of space and time, sometimes I experience ringing in my rear ear. And sometimes if I'm guiding meditations, sometimes at some point where I experience like we unify, when the energy between me and everyone who is meditating with me unifies, I experience ringing in my right ear, or sometimes in both of my ears. But it's a truly pleasant experience. It's a beautiful experience. That's where I know that I don't need to think what to say. The thoughts are just coming through me. So if that is happening to you, it's a great sign that maybe your channel is opening, or you're already channeling, and in those higher frequencies that you're plugging yourself to it. You may download some information, because information is traveling through frequencies. And information can come to you as a thought. Sometimes it can come to you as a field of thoughts. That's why often it can happen that we experience a need to think about certain concepts suddenly, maybe certain concepts which we were not aware before, and suddenly we feel a need to research different topics. We feel a need to read certain books to actually understand why we are thinking about what we are thinking about. So we can learn more of what's behind those thoughts, or from where those thoughts could come from. Pay attention if those things are happening to you, because you are actually awakening, and something within you is guiding you to a greater meaning of your life, to a greater mission of your life, and you maybe need to learn certain specific things so you can serve your purpose. The next sign, the fourth sign that you're channeling, is a sudden rush in creativity. That's when we suddenly experience that we need to create something. If you are more like a visual artist, you may experience a vision. Like for a long time, you may be wondering what to create and you start forcing things and nothing works. But at some point you let go, you start enjoying yourself at other things, and you experience that rush of creative force, which gives you an important idea to create. Usually it happens to me when I completely let go and I experience a vision for my next painting. Sometimes it can be during meditation, sometimes it can be during a walk outside, sometimes it can happen during a workout. But as I'm doing that for some time now, I've noticed that every time I let go and when I have a certain intention, what kind of message I want to bring out through my next painting, the painting will appear to me when I will completely let go of the need to experience it. That's actually how the manifestation works. When we completely let go of the need of having it, we will find so many different ways to get there, because we fall in love with the process and not with the results. By letting go of the need for results, we'll find the ways how to make it happen, and we'll fall in love with the process and not with the results. And it may sound quite complicated, like how to let go of the results, and the easiest way to truly let go of the results is to find more things you're enjoying at doing them. And you may still have those goals, what you want to manifest in your life, but more of your attention is on the process of walking towards it, not so much on actually getting there. And by walking towards it, the universe is providing everything you need, which is related to your goals, so you may keep doing what you're doing. So what I've learned in my life until now is that I always wanted to be financially free so I can keep painting, so I can keep doing what I love to do. And I'm living that kind of life now. But I was never focusing just on the income. I was never focusing just on a certain amount of money. I was always creating. I was always having fun creating. I had the goals. I still have goals. I still have visions for my future. I have certain dreams. But my main goal for every single day is to do as much things I love to do as possible, to enjoy my day as much as I can, so I can stay on higher vibrations. And that's where attraction of the things you would love to experience becomes much stronger. You become much more magnetic and things just find you. So the goal is to do what you love more and more often. And when it feels like you don't know what you love to do, you are actually in the process of finding yourself. We only feel like there's nothing we love to do, so we would find something we love to do. It's the law of the opposite. We only feel there is no joy because we are in the search for joy. And to everyone who is seeking will sooner or later find it, right? So the greatest thing which is blocking you is quitting on your journey. So if you will not quit, sooner or later you will find what you're searching for. And the point is of learning during seeking, learning from the experiences while you are searching what you're searching for. So never ignore that, my friends. The fifth sign that you are channeling is a powerful rush of clarity about what was unclear for you before. Have you ever experienced, like, for such a long time you had no idea what you actually want in your life, and then you went, for example, on a vacation, you've relaxed yourself, you've started enjoying in the beautiful views, and you truly like just surrendered yourself, and suddenly you've gained a greater clarity about the thing which was completely unclear before, the thing which was confusing you. Suddenly you've gained a greater clarity. Again, when you've surrendered yourself, it happened. That's a great moment where we just channel something. You know, as we would say, the intention for something which is unclear to us. And at some point, the answer just finds us, or the clarity just finds us. Oh, that's the thing. It's a great sign that you're channeling. And when it happens, write it down, because often we can just forget about it and suddenly we get back into the state of unclarity. So write the things down, especially the things which clarify to you, which comes to you as a sense of greater clarity. Write it down and start following it. Because often people are wondering truly what would fulfill their lives. And once they experience that greater clarity, they say, it's not possible. Just because in the past they've tried some things and it didn't work, and they are still attached to those emotions from the past. And of course, those emotions are reminding us that life is challenging and that some things are just maybe not for us. But it doesn't mean that it's the only way that is possible for us. As I said before, life is all about searching, all about curiosity and learning from the experiences that we are gaining while searching and finding what we feel inspired to search and find. And while following our intuition, we'll always feel navigated towards the moments and experiences that our soul is guiding us. And if we truly let ourselves to follow that inner guidance, sooner or later, we will gain the experiences we've been wondering about. And then we will learn, is it the thing that we wanted, or we actually want something else? Because we all know often we are influenced by our environment to think certain way, to believe at certain things. And we start following certain beliefs and we start following certain desires, not knowing that those desires are not actually ours. We've been hypnotized to think that way because of certain people around us. But we can only learn that if we go through the experiences and we gain the lessons from life, where we recognize, well, I've experienced that manifestation, but I'm still not fulfilled. So what else could be there to bring me a greater fulfillment? And we recognize that life is not about manifestations. It's about how we feel while we are experiencing life. And rather than starting to wish to manifest something, we get more clear on how we want to feel. And we start looking on life through that inner perspective. Like, what will truly fulfill me? And that's where we intune ourselves back with the intuition, which may give us more insights of what feels healthier for us and what feels unhealthy for us. The next sign that you're channeling is that you may be experiencing increased vivid dreams. And in your dreams, you may connect yourself with your spirit guides. You may connect with yourself with your higher self. You may experience some powerful realizations, or you may experience like how to deal with your deepest fears, or what you're still holding in your subconscious mind that you should let go. Sometimes in our dreams, we may experience like like a moment of death, just to remind ourselves, like the universe is reminding you, hey, you're still holding a lot of fear towards death. And by going through the moments of dying in our vivid dreams, we are only experiencing that, so we would learn to deal with those fears. It may happen in for any other thing. Maybe it can be a fear of money, and you're dreaming constantly about losing money, constantly about being broke, or you may be dreaming about certain things related to relationships. And your higher self is like sending you some insight, some inspiration, how to deal with those fears, how to acknowledge what you're holding within, and maybe you're hiding from it, or you're running away from your unpleasant emotions. And you're channeling that insights during your dream state. And if you are more aware of your dreams, because some people just wake up and they remember all of their dreams, and for other people they don't remember anything. So don't feel bad if that's not you. It just depends how we work. Like for me, I'm more a visual person, and for me it's much easier to remember something that I see. If I see a vision for the painting during my meditation, I will remember it. And for other people, it's much easier if they hear something. So for those people, during their spiritual awakening, they may start hearing more voices from those higher realms. So it depends of how you work, what kind of spirit you are. So always pay attention to those kind of signs to recognize like what truly fits you better, or what works for you, or what is truly synchronizing with you. The seventh sign that you're channeling is a moment when a random thought triggers an intense joy. How often it happens to you that you get to a certain moment where it just happens that a certain random thought you were not thinking before comes to you, and it triggers an intense joy within your body. Like immediately you experience a thought which triggers an intense joy within your body. You've channeled that thought. It came to you for a certain reason. And sometimes I say to you, the universe has chosen you with that certain idea. So because you have the right talents, you have the right gifts, the right abilities, and everything you need to make it happen, to manifest it, to transform it into reality. And often it can be like a random thought which comes to you. Like sometimes I say the intention, like what kind of information bring to you today or tomorrow for the next video, for example. And then I go outside for a run, and at some point I just experience the thought, an intense joy. And I know immediately I know, okay, that's the thing we need to talk about. And if that is happening to you, it's a great sign that you've channeled that idea. Doesn't matter from where, just use it. Do something with it. You will see every time we plug ourselves more, or we create that momentum of when we start working on initiating these ideas which are coming to us, we will build a greater connection with our higher self, or with that greater consciousness, and more of great ideas will start coming to you. And if we stop doing that, we will unplug ourselves from there, because there's no need to be connected if we are not using the connection, if you're not using the wisdom that is coming to you. So always pay attention to it. And the eighth sign that you may channeling is a greater sense of connection with spirit, with the source. So it may happen to you that maybe you go outside into the nature, you relax yourself, and suddenly you experience that oneness with the source. And if you experience that, try to do an interview with the source and see what happens. Or maybe grab a block and start writing an interview, like questions about life, questions you're wondering about, and see what kind of answers will start popping to you. But remember, it can only happen if you calm down your brain, because otherwise maybe your ego self will start talking to you, your identity self will, however we want to call it, will start talking to you. So if you calm yourself down and get into that heart-brain coherence by relaxing yourself, relaxing your body, taking care of your breathing, you can create a great interview with the source, with the spirit. If you sense a great connection, like suddenly you feel plugged to the source, suddenly you feel that great oneness, unity, you feel connected, fully connected with it. Ask it some questions and see if that works for you. Don't believe that. Don't believe what I'm talking about. Practice. Try it. And you will see if during that interview you will receive something which was before unknown for you. It's actually a great practice, because that's how we can train ourselves to trust more to that unknown force. And we all know that once we start trusting to that unknown force, it's much easier to surrender, it's much easier to follow our hearts, our intuition, and it's much easier to manifest things as the results of our work on ourselves, because we just know that things will happen. We slowly detach ourselves from those fears and past experiences where we didn't have that knowledge about how wide life actually is. But suddenly we know that there's more to life, and let's see how far can we expand our awareness. Let's see what else is possible. So let's experiment with that unknown force. Let's experiment and we'll see what happens. You never know what will come to you. If you're seeking from that state of love, from that state of joy, you never know how wonderful your life can get. So experiment with that. So my friends, this is it for today. Have a beautiful day. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings and power. Till next time, I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. One love.